Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to Tool Tech. Tonight I want to take just a few minutes and go over the RC1 from Royal Coat Powder Coating Company out of Texas. This is Tyler's entry-level gun. He has an RC1, he has an RC2. But I can't really do comparison because I've only ever shot with this gun. But before I did purchase this gun, I did a lot of research, some reading, TikTok videos, a lot of YouTube videos, and I always come up with the same thing: is spend a little bit more and go with a high-end entry-level gun. And I'm going to go into that just a little bit on what factors came into play for me purchasing this gun. I mean, let's face it, Harbor Freight, you can go to your local Harbor Freight, you can pay $79.95 and get a Harbor Freight powder coat gun and get started with an oven like I purchased. I purchased my oven off Marketplace for 40 bucks. It was a built-in. You guys saw it in the last few videos. I put it up on a stand. It works great for what I'm doing right now. There will be some videos coming in the future. We are going to build a bigger oven and maybe start doing more and more powder coating on the channel. I've really enjoyed doing this, especially jumping in both feet and doing, some two-tone work with the inset letters here, the black, and then the Illusion Raspberry, and then we do have some two-tone here with the raised letters. I did get a vacuum as well, a mini vac, and everything has turned out awesome. I don't think I would have been able to turn out a product like this with the Harbor Freight or the Eastwood gun, and I'll explain why I believe so. My son is in a welding program at our local school here, and they have an Eastwood dual voltage gun, and he said it's very puffy. You pull the trigger and you get bursts of powder, and the same thing. I've saw countless videos on the same thing. He does have some upgrades on his website. Tyler does, on Royal Coat Powder Coating Company. His links are in the description for his website, and then you can go from there to all his social media platforms. He has a YouTube channel as well. I would encourage you to check out his channel because he talks about a lot of different things on his channel, as far as powder coating to stripping, and he does do a comparison between the RC1 and the Eastwood dual voltage gun. What made me spend the extra money, and go and spend $400 on this gun was the simple fact of, I believe the dual voltage from Eastwood is $180, easy math. Everybody that I watched on YouTube talked about the mods that they were doing to make their Eastwood gun perform better. Now, looking at Tyler's website and looking at the mods that he had to offer on his website for some different tips, some different cones, some different things to make that gun shoot better, I would have been like $50 off of purchasing this $400 gun. So why not spend the extra the extra 50 bucks and get a high-end entry-level gun such as the RC10. We're gonna RC10. This isn't radio control trucks, this is a gun, the RC1, my apologies. And spend the extra 50 bucks and get the RC1 and have a high-end entry-level gun. Proof's in the pudding. If you look at, the products I have right here in front of me, these turned out phenomenally well, and I have never ever powder coated in my life. I did try some coupons first, and I'll be 100% honest, those little color chip coupons, those are 100% harder to shoot than these bigger pipe pieces. There is a piece back here that was harder for me to shoot, just because of what Tyler was saying. They're called Faraday areas. There is a bare spot, maybe the thickness of a pencil, in between these two pipes right here, where I was struggling to get the powder to stick. And that's just my own experience. It's nothing to do with the gun. It's me being inexperienced on, powder coating itself. So he was telling me some different things and some different tips and tricks on how to get what's said Faraday areas to take on that powder. And this has a lot of complex curves and divots and valleys and everything else, and it was just really hard to do this piece right here. This piece was the most technical piece that I did. I did do some foot pegs for a local motocross rider, and they turned out pretty good, and they've got those Faraday areas as well. but not as in-depth as this intake elbow. So I would, if you're going to explore something like this, definitely check out some more videos on how to take care of those Faraday areas, as they call them. So right now, let's go ahead and get the gun unboxed. You can see what comes with this as packaged, and then I do have some separate upgrades that I've done thus far. There is an upgrade that I already have on the gun as well. In your box, for $400, you're going to get your power cable, and then this is your supply line. I have them zip tied together just to keep things a little bit sorry, I'm dealing with a sinus infection, so please bear with me. Just to keep things a little bit neater and tidier per se. It does come with this cup right here. It does have like a little fluidizing chip puck on the bottom. This cup did a pretty good job. I used it in the beginning just a little bit and do my solid colors. This is the tip that'll typically come on the gun itself. I have a different tip in there now. You'll have a standard conical tip that will come, and then you'll have two different size conical cones that come with it. You'll have two the same size, and you got a smaller one right here. I use this smaller one to do a lot of my black and a lot of smaller areas in the beginning here. And then you just get a little rubber cover to plug that off if you so choose. You do get a ground clamp with it. I do have my ground rod for my electrical right there. You can ground it either way. The best way to ground your parts is with an earth ground. You can ground it from the box itself or off of your gun. The Eastwood gun, and that's one of the upgrades that I saw that I like the most, that I would have done first on the Eastwood gun, is a button holder for your positively charged powder coming out. The way it works is you have a positively charged powder coming out of your gun to a negatively charged part, and that's how the powder sticks to your said part. One of the cool little modifications that Tyler has on his website for the Eastwood gun is a button holder. With the Eastwood gun, you do have to press and hold a button as you're spraying your powder, so you do positively charge it. And what that does is that on the handle of the gun, it puts the handle, the thumb switch, right here, so you can press that and then spray your powder if you wish. That was one of the things, if I was going to go with the Eastwood gun, that I was looking at doing. Anyway, and the Harbor Freight gun has a foot pedal, but anyway, this one has none of that. Everything is within your trigger of the RC1 here, and then you don't have to worry about pressing a button all the time to get your powder to be positively charged. This is one of the upgrades that I did opt for on my RC1. This is a fan tip versus the conical tips. I was getting a nice, even, smooth pattern with this. If you guys are going to pick up this RC1 to start your own powder coating venture, I would highly suggest having this fan tip with the RC1. He does have the RC2 available as well. And if you want to check that out, he's got a Corona ring. This piece is already installed for the Corona ring, and that's for back ionization. A couple of last things that you will get in the box is a holder for your gun. When you have the factory cup on the bottom of it, you're done spraying, you can set your gun right in that holder like that. Last thing in the box is going to be your control panel, your control box. It's going to have your air inlet on the back. I made up a little piece that has a chuck, a paper filter, a regulator, and then another chuck. That way I can keep everything segregated, and then I have another regulator on my compressor itself. You got your power inlet, you got your ground clamp on the back. On the front, you're going to have your positive, I'm not sure what this is, but you got your knob adjustment there for your positively charged powder. You got an off-on power switch, you got your air outlet, and then you have your power to your gun itself, and then your power cord. A couple of the options that I went with was I'm gonna try some different things. He does have a couple of different pots available. This pot here, it does a really good job fluidizing. He makes these, he 3D prints everything. This has a little puck inside here, and then it has holes all the way around the outside edge of it, and that helps really fluidize the powder as the air is coming in through the bottom. And then this goes on the bottom of the gun, and then you got your air inlet in there, and that helps. That's a really nice fluidizing cup. I really like this one. He has a remote kit that you can get to where you can take your powder pot and have it remotely hanging over there, and that's what this nipple is for. It screws into the bottom of the gun, and then you have this anti-static hose that will go from the gun itself out of the nipple over to your powder pot, and that one does a really nice job of fluidizing as well. I'm going to try it with this. I'm not doing a lot of big parts yet to where I need a lot of capacity, so I'm going to place another order and get one of the big fluidizing remote pots, and it does have a barb on it to where you can just put your hose on there and it hangs over, and then all you have is your hose and your power wire. You won't need this little 1/4 inch line anymore. That will go from your main box into your bottom of your powder cup over here, and then you'll have your fat hose that will go from your powder cup to your gun. And then he offers these little clips that he prints as well that loops over the hose, and then your power cord will go in there. So if you guys are in the market to buy a powder coat gun, I would highly suggest that you take a look at Tyler's website at Royal Coats Powder Coating Company, and look at the RC1. If you want results like this as a beginner, I would highly suggest checking him out. I am more than pleased with the results that I received from this gun and me being a beginner. The powder that I did choose or did go with was from Prismatic Powders. I did get some other powders in from Columbia, and I have some other prismatic stuff in. We're going to do some test panels and see how that goes. I'm going to do some bigger test panels though, instead of them small little 2x3 coupons, and see how that goes. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you're in the market for a powder coating gun, please check out Tyler, or please check out Tyler's website at Royal Coats Powder Coating Company. He's got a lot to offer. He does powder coating himself, and he's got a lot of upgrades and parts available for the Eastwood and his RC1 and RC2. So I guess with that being said, thank you guys, each and every one of you. I appreciate all my loyal followers and subscribers. I can't do this without you. A huge thumbs up to you guys. So if you don't mind, hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll see you guys in the next one.